Yo, have y'all ever seen that show Bully Beatdown? If you haven't, we're just going to take a quick trip down memory lane, all right? Bully Beatdown is when these kids, they could have been college age, they get on MTV and they talk to Jason Mayhem Miller, right? He's like the host of the shit. He's hosting this show and they talk to Jason Mayhem Miller and they're like, Dwayne keeps giving us wedgies and taking our lunch money and we don't know what to do about it, huh? Right? And then Jason Mayhem Miller's like, well, let's beat his ass. And they hire like actual MMA fighters to beat up the bully, right? Like Tyron Woodley's been on this show. Daniel Cormier, Eddie Alvarez had like reoccurring appearances. It was like a big deal on MTV, right? The same place where they had room raiders and shit. But anyway, this was like an actual thing that happened. And honestly, this fight kind of reminds me of Bully Beatdown. Ilia Topuria basically bully beat down Volk for Max. Max Holloway was having, he was basically in career limbo before Ilia Topuria came in and knocked out Volkanovski. He conquered Max's demons for him, right? Max was like, I might go up to lightweight. I'm gonna do a BMF fight, like all this different shit with his career. And now look, Ilia Topuria bully beatdowns Volk, and Max gets to resume his career. He should honestly be thanking Topuria. Now, I love Max as much as the next guy, but he is very much an MMA boxer. All right. If he convinced you by calling himself the best boxer in the UFC that he's an actual boxer, you got to start watching his fights. All right. I don't take any of those self-proclaimed nicknames too seriously. All right. I believe at UFC 308, he's up against someone that can actually box in Ilia Topuria. All right. And that's not even what makes this such a bad matchup for Max. What actually makes it such a bad matchup is like, look, Max basically has endless cardio. He has like an endless gas tank. Anybody who watches this shit knows that. All right, we never seen him tired. There have literally been fights where Max has been outskilled, right? And then he somehow wins the later rounds just because of cardio. You know what I'm saying? He always has that in his back pocket. Okay, Ilia Topuria's counter to that is composure. I think back to the Josh Emmett fight, right, where he hurt Josh Emmett like 8 times or some shit and never rushed anything, right? Any normal young fighter in their first UFC main event, the promotion's backing them up, they probably feel the pressure to, you know what I'm saying, like damn, I gotta finish this nigga. Like everybody knows I'm gonna finish this dude. I gotta do it. He never felt that pressure. Any normal young fighter feels that pressure, but this dude ain't normal. I'll put it like this. Topuria is who you get when Petr Yan reaches his final form. All right. Chris boxing can wrestle effectively when he needs to and just keeps coming. Tenacity. He lost the first round of Jai Herbert, bro. How did that turn out? He lost the first round of Volkanovski. How did that turn out? Come on now, bro. This is the Terminator. This is the real T-1000. What is Max going to do about it? So let's get into how the fight plays out. All right, I do think it will be competitive, okay? But that's just because I got a lot of respect for Max. I like Max. He's been through some shit. He's conquered shit in the octagon. And I don't see him going out like that. But if the fight is not competitive, we know that Topuria dominated. All right, there's just there's no plane of reality where I can see Holloway dominating Topuria. I just can't see it. My brain can't even get that together to form that thought. I'm sorry, but I do see it being a competitive first round, especially probably being a feel out process with Max landing slightly more. It'll be similar to the Volk fight, probably that first round. And you got to remember, Topuria could take Max down whenever he wants to. All right. Even if Max gets back up, Topuria could still take him down whenever he wants to. But he won't, because he wants to dead him. All right. He wants to KO this guy. If the interviews are speaking the truth, he wants to be the first man to knock out Max Holloway. And this is the oldest Max has ever been. So there's a good chance he could. All right. I think Max is going to start to feel it in the second round before he gets finished in the third. I think the second round gets ugly. The announcers are probably like, "Oh man, Max Holloway is so tough, so tough." Like they're gonna start talking about his toughness in there. We know that's never a good sign. In the third round, I do think he finishes Max. I do think he finishes him. He's not gonna put him out cold. I hope he doesn't put him out cold. I hope he just like TKOs Max. But I think he's going out. I think the boxing is gonna pick up. I think the speed isn't something that Max has even seen since the Aldo fight. You remember, people that know, but remember Aldo was kind of like tagging him. He was touching Max up. In one of those fights, it was the first or second fight. Either Aldo was champ or he was trying to get the belt back. I can't remember. But yeah, man, that's what I see happening. Topuria, third round TKO, maybe the fourth. Please don't knock out Max Holloway cold, please. But do what you got to do in there, bro. It's gonna be fun, man. People are gonna have a new level of respect for Topuria after he becomes the first person to stop Max. Maybe pound for pound number one talks start to creep in a little bit. We'll see though, man. Thank y'all for watching.